What's good, everybody? Welcome back to episode 2 of the Hardwood Rundown podcast. And boy, do we have a series.
Oh yeah.
The NBA Finals is tied at 2-2 now. But just before we get into it, quick shout out to Millie the Kitty, the number one center on 2K. All right, we got that shit out of the way. He really wanted to get a shout out, so there you go, Millie. Yeah, pretty big turnaround for the Bucks. We were kind of thinking Suns in 5, and we've just been flipped on our heads.
I'm happy about that.
Yeah, bro. Bobby Portis, big minutes. Like we said we wanted Bobby Portis to get more minutes. He had 18 and 20 in games 3 and 4 respectively, providing some good depth off the bench. Anyways, that's not really the main topic. That's just kind of like I just saw his numbers on the screen. Giannis has fucking broken out the past 2 games. 41 yesterday, and he only had 26 today, but wow, Chris Middleton 40 points, which is really what we'll like looking for in after the game 2 woeful performance. One thing I want to start with, D-Book really poor game in game 3. He sat most of the fourth.
He sat the entire fourth quarter.
He basically sat the entire fourth. Yeah, I mean the game was kind of out of reach. Milwaukee were already up by like 28 by that then, so I wouldn't really. I agree with that. I don't. But
if Chris Paul's in, then why? No, I mean, it was weird to me to see Chris Paul in, and they're still trying to fight, but then Devin Booker's out. I don't know.
I mean, weird. he played sub 30 minutes, which is pretty shit. D-Book is the type of player. Kobe was a bit like this too, not trying to like be stereotypical with the comparisons.
Yeah.
But they're very much alike, where they have 3 or 4 amazing games and they just have like one crappy game. Kobe was like that. He wasn't so much like that in his prime, but at the start of his career, probably in the start of I think it was the second championship season of the three-peat, he kind of he was very up and down at the end of the season, like in that playoffs. And D-Book's kind of a bit like that, but again, he backed it up today. They couldn't get the win. But yeah, game 3, some of things that you've found important to talk about.
Yeah, I said after games 1 and 2, they Bucks need to attack the paint. They're fucking around outside. It's just not. It's not. It could work. Giannis could hit threes, but it's just that's like their bread and butter. And then they went on like a 20-6 run in the second, all from just going inside. Like, not only were they fighting shooters, but they were just getting foul calls. Like, they were attacking and like being aggressive about it.
I think you're right about the bread and butter thing. Like, if you got Giannis in your lineup, then that's kind of your core go-to. And then the shooting kind of follows itself. They were 2 of 10 from 3 in was it the second quarter? 2 of 10 from 3, and that's pretty woeful. And kind of Phoenix kind of got themselves in the game from that. I know they had a 20-6 run, but they were pretty woeful from 3. So I think it gave the Suns a bit of confidence going into the rest of the game. But then kind of the third going onwards, the floor was so spaced because then they started hitting their shots, and then it just left the paint open. One thing I want to point out with Lockie mentioned this before is they're kind of using Giannis. They're using him a lot better. They've switched him. They try to switch him to the 3, and then play PJ and not PJ, Bobby Portis at the 5, and Brook Lopez at the 5. Is that right?
I think Giannis has been at the 5 a lot, and then they've had Giannis at the 4, Bobby at the 5.
Yeah. So because he's playing the 3, he gets switched onto a very smaller person guarding him in either Cam Johnson or who, God, had a probably contender for dunk of the year, dunk of the playoffs.
Yeah, that was
PJ Tucker turned into a meme. I actually thought it was a charge. I thought it was an offensive.
Yeah, I feel like he was set, but
every comment on IG was that was the charge because he leant with his knee. No wonder PJ flipped his shit. But like I was saying, Giannis gets to seal. He's really strong. He's obviously got a strong upper body, and he kind of uses that as a catalyst.
Yeah.
As a foundation. And yeah, it kind of just dominates from there because when Mikal Bridges and Cameron Johnson is guarding him, it's not really much competition because he's so much bigger and stronger.
Yeah.
And yeah, the big three, well, the two other accompanied stars, I'd say, actually
They
did all right. Chris Middleton, 18 points of 6 of 14 shooting, not the best, but Drew definitely turned it around. And then, like I said at the start of the vid, Bobby Portis came in with some impact plays. Man, he's just so passionate and
he loves it
into the game, and I think that's what drives the Bucks. And they didn't really have that in the first two games because obviously Suns are at home, so it's not like Bobby could like just unleash this anger and no one would be like behind him. Whereas if it's Game 3 in Milwaukee went mental and the crowd was unbelievable. I think they seem to be like a lot more into it than the Suns. I think because I think the Bucks kind of feed off that, and the dub followed. Giannis 41 and 13. Nothing really you can point out there.
Yeah,
he shot 77% from the line, which is wow. I've not seen that.
Every single time he was just driving inside, or he was posting up, and then he'd get a foul call. Like, that's exactly what like we were saying, and look what happened. Like they get the dub.
Yeah. Mikal Bridges quiet, but Mikal Bridges isn't he's not a scorer.
No.
But he has the capability to be able to actually score the ball, and I don't know, he was very quiet. Jay Crowder, 18 points, 6 threes, can't really
6 or 7.
Ooh, 6 or 7, bro.
He has those games where he
has those games. He was like the finals last year. It was like the finals with Miami. He was very like he just 5 threes. And then the next game he'd have like 1 3 or 2.
Yeah.
Like it was, he had 3 threes today. He had 15 points today in a losing side. Game 3 was actually I would say today's game was better. Game 4 was better. But damn, game 3 was something. Giannis
I was happy to see game 3 because I honestly thought Bucks were kind of dead in the water. Like
we were very like this series is over, and now could be Milwaukee kind of have the momentum now. But it was a very tight fourth quarter. That block on that game like today, that block that Giannis had on the wall.
Oh my god.
I
think Dame tweeted he's like that might be like what won the game.
I reckon it won the game. And then I think Chris Middleton hit a go ahead, I think. And the game 3 was very good. Game 4, yes, very similar story, but not as a blowout. And D-Book showed why he's one of the best scorers in the league. 42 points, very aggressive in the first half. 60% from the field, no threes, didn't make a 3. And like I said, very like he's not very streaky, but he can go through those streaky phases.
Yeah,
I think. But yeah, he's definitely shown why he's one of the best young players in the league. But yeah, Chris Middleton and Giannis shown why they're the Batman and Robin.
Yeah,
basically.
I was noticing today. I've noticed the first 4 games, but like I give like Bucks a lot of credit on defense. Like they are hand up every single time on Booker, and he'll just hit like every single time. Like Drew Holiday has been. I always talk about Drew Holiday, but he's so smart defensively, so composed. He rarely leaves his feet, and if he does, I notice the next play he'll calm down a bit. But him and PJ Tucker even have just been like hand in the face every single time, and they haven't been fouling much as well. They've kept their feet. They haven't, they've done an exceptional job.
Game 3, they didn't have a single foul till 3 minutes left in the second quarter.
Really?
I've honestly never heard of it.
Yeah,
they are so disciplined. because I would say they're a very experienced veteran team.
Yeah.
There's no player on that team under 25, whereas the Suns, half their team's under 25.
Yeah, like the
So
most
it's very
simple. Yeah, you go.
I think it's the most experienced is going to win.
Yeah,
And now I'm kind of leaning towards the Bucks because they just showed why Giannis has showed why he's making the case for the best player in the league.
Mm.
And I know I don't like saying that because I'm a LeBron stan.
I think he's already lost that. Sorry.
I actually think he has.
got it.
I think KD's got it too.
Mm.
But yeah, Giannis has shown why he deserves more respect.
Mm.
Yeah, just
and he gets shat on because like he's a 7-footer who can run and dunk and blah blah blah. Like all the whole like kind of little beef he had with Harden, and like everyone calls him out about that. But like, I don't think there's another player who plays with like more heart and who gets after it like he does. And he's still hitting jumpers. He's still shooting. Yeah. He's what I want Ben Simmons to be, in the sense that he's not a great shooter, but he still takes the shots here and there. Like
that's the biggest knock. That's the biggest knock on Ben Simmons, is that he doesn't. It's not that he's not it's not that he can't shoot. It's that he doesn't take them.
Yeah,
and that's why the Sixers are shopping him.
Yeah, I love how Ben Simmons gets brought up and it has nothing to do with him, but.
Oh no! It's just, so we're sensitive Australian basketball fans after he decided not to play the Olympics.
That hurt me.
Oh, damn! But our team's looking good, bro.
Hey, we should do that. Oh, we should do an episode on that. But that was
I'm keen.
So good to see. And I always talk about, I don't know how you say his name, but Matisse Thybulle. Yeah. I'll say Thybulle. Bro,
come on.
He just one play if you want to take away from the USA game. He blocked a 7-footer Kevin Durant on a fadeaway. Like, who does that? And then he gets the dunk, or he gets fast break.
He's sneaky athletic. He's probably, I reckon he's one of the most underrated defenders.
Oh, 100%.
He can guard 1 through 4. I think he led the NBA this season in jump shot blocks. He had 2 or 3. He had 2 or 3 against. He had 2 yesterday against Nigeria, and then I think he had 2 against the US.
Yeah, and then 3 against Argentina. Yeah. Anyway,
just off topic.
It should be
DeAndre Ayton, very quiet. 6 points, 17. Man, he just grabs the boards, but obviously they're not using him as a scorer. He's never going to be a scorer. He's kind of he just reminds me of DeAndre Jordan.
Kind of, but with the jump shot, he can.
Yeah, he can actually shoot, but that's not his role. He's not going to shoot if that's his role. Game 4 was very exciting. It changed the series for the better, because we were talking in episode 1 of how if it's like a 3-1 series, it's just not going to be an entertaining series, and I think it's actually turned the series into a really good one. And I think it's seeing the Bucks kind of persevere, fight through adversity, especially Chris Middleton, after a lot of hate came his way,
and Drew
after a really shocking first 2 games. Andrew Holiday, Drew shot 20%. Drew shot 20
he didn't really.
Today.
Yeah, he didn't.
He played pretty trash in terms of scoring the ball, but facilitating, grabbing boards, playing D. That's kind of his job. He's not really. He's the third option scorer.
Yeah.
I think it was a really good game. Giannis showing why he's making a case. I would say still Suns are going to win.
But maybe in 6.
But I think in 6. Oh well, 6 I think it's Suns in 7. I think it's Suns in 7 now. I'm going to keep changing it based on everything just changes. You never know.
I think we did say that at the start. I don't think we said any team in 6.
No,
at all, because
I think the series is going to go to 7.
Because I see the Bucks, and they've proven they can fight, especially on those game 3 and 4. I don't see them losing in 6, so I do see this going to 7, which is
Suns have home court in game 7, and I just don't. I think, oh man, can
'Cause
you imagine that?
yeah, like, 'cause we were saying it I actually FaceTimed you before, and we were saying if Bucks win game 5,
Mm.
I think they'll win. Because
Yeah, I
if
think
they
they'll
can
win the
prove to
series
themselves they can win at home, on the away,
on the road. Yeah,
and then they get a game at home, I think it's over.
I think
But
it's over too. And
yeah,
honestly, I don't really care who wins.
yeah, I
Honestly,
want Chris Paul, but God, he was ridiculous. He was bad today.
it was really bad.
He was
Well,
so like
for a guy
passive and
that's led that team, pretty poor, very passive in that first half.
yeah, bro.
Um,
In the
they're
first half, he
defending
had
him
two
really well.
points.
They're defending
Yeah,
him really well. He loves that. He loves that pull up game. That's literally his game. His bread and butter.
yeah.
But he was kind of like turning away from shots. Like
Mm.
didn't want to take them because the Bucks were closing out really quickly.
And they're keeping their hands up, even while
Mm,
he's dribbling as well. Like they're just kind of being
yeah,
a bit more
they're just more
annoying.
disciplined. They're just
Yeah.
disciplined and more annoying. Yeah. But yeah, he was very quiet, and I think if he has a quiet game, then I don't think the Suns are going to win.
Mm.
But yeah, very, very good game. Probably the best. Oh, I would say it's the best game of the series.
Yeah,
I would
easily.
say.
Yeah.
Just if Chris Paul had 5 more points, if Chris Paul was a bit more aggressive, hit more of his shots, they would have won that. They lost by 6 points, and the 6 points was a foul game in the last minute. So I don't think Suns could put their head down after that.
Yeah. When
I think,
like Chris was driving every single time, he always gets that. He'll either get a little floater or he'll run across the baseline and then he'll find like a cutter. Like none of that was available for him like the entire game.
yeah,
I can't really pinpoint what the Bucks did, but they just made it so like hard for him to get to his spots or to find those little dump offs to Aiden and stuff like that.
yeah.
Like they just did a great job.
Yeah, I think they know how to contain him.
Mm.
One shout out for the series so far is Pat Connaughton.
Yes,
He has literally made that team better.
Yeah,
like so much better. Because when I'm pretty sure he comes on as the 2 guard with Drew, and then Middleton and PJ. I'm pretty sure, and then Giannis at the 5.
Yeah, and that's so good because Giannis at the 5. They had a couple of plays in Game 3 where Pat Connaughton would get a dump off. He'd like fake a 3, and he'd drive to the rim. And then he's not. I mean, he's athletic, but he's not really like a. I wouldn't think of him as like a scorer at the rim type of thing.
No,
but then you had Giannis rolling, and there was a quick dump off and a.
I just think that team is too. There's that specific lineup is too mobile, too agile, and they can score from anywhere. And I would actually I would start that team, but I think you have to play Lopez at the start.
Yeah, you need him.
I think
for
Pat
Aiden.
Connaughton's better. Connaughton's a better spark plug.
He's like a better fit
and he'll
with
just
that whole lineup.
Yeah, I think because he's a great defender. Never leaves his feet.
No,
stays in front. Uses his body. He's really strong. Like he's underrated strong. And yeah, I think that ultimately will if he's having a good game as well. I think I'm not saying he's the difference maker.
No, but
he helps that team a damn lot.
He's a huge lift. Another thing I want to mention is the pick and roll with Middleton and Giannis. The first, I noticed this in Game 4. The first 2 times they ran it, it worked. And I think we were talking about it, a video, and in how a lot of NBA teams just run the same play every single time if it works. It worked the first time. Chris Paul was forced to help inside. Giannis got an easy layup. And then the second time, Portis Man had to help, and then Portis got a 3.
I think it's like
I think it just works, man.
I think it's like a set. Like they run the same set every play, but there's always a different like there's different ways to do it. Like I think it's the same type of start, and then like there's either some person open or they go into a pick and roll, someone's in the post. Like I think it opens up like an opportunity for someone to score. I think that's what it does. Like I think that's the whole point of it, because
they do kind of make it up as they go, but it's not. They still have some structure to it, because they'll get a switch. They'll get like a Giannis on a small guy, or Portis or Lopez, and then they can kind of go to work from there.
I think it was one of the Hawks games. I'm pretty sure they ran the same play 6 or 7 times in a row, and they got a point every time.
Yeah,
and that's just like, it's weird.
Yeah, it's weird how that works. But hey,
but yeah, so this will probably be up on Saturday, maybe earlier.
Yeah.
We're very busy people, even though we're in lockdown. Still, which is pretty shit.
Yeah.
I wish we could just go to each other's house and have a little watch party or something, but
yeah,
unfortunately we can't. I'm saying Suns in 7. Lockie, I think you're the same.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same, but I do maintain that if Bucks win Game 5, they'll win in 6.
Yeah, I agree.
I'd like.
All right, we're on the same page.
They're on the same page.
And
no debates.
Giannis and D Book will win Finals MVP. I've changed it from Chris Paul. I'm no longer going Chris Paul.
Yeah, after Game 4, I can't go him. But hey, we'll see what he does. Game 5.
A little smoky if the Suns win. Jay Crowder.
Oh,
I'm kidding.
Cam Johnson. Yeah.
Cam Johnson. Yeah. Just for the dunk. How long are we running? Probably 20 minutes, 25.
So yeah,
episodes are probably going to run for that long. Where this is kind of like we've got notes, but this is kind of just us chatting.
Yeah.
Not so much like just looking. So we're going to try and keep it around this time frame, because I think people kind of feel like I can't watch a video for more than 30 minutes. 30 seconds would be concerning. But yeah, so we're going to try and keep it shorter and more entertaining. Like I've said last episode, we've got big things coming once this lockdown's over. It's going to be a damn good time. We're going to be having some guests on. Shout out to Harry. He's going to be a big part of this too.
Hey, big shout out.
A sad Bulls fan. Like I'm a sad Cavs fan. So we've got something in common. Yeah. We're going to be doing. I'd like to do a draft preview. I don't think Lockie doesn't know too much.
I need to research a bit about that.
But yeah, I'm really excited for that because the Cavs have the 3rd pick, so I'm really hoping for something good. We're going to be doing free agency previews, season previews, MVP award predictions, and all that good stuff once the season's back on it. I think it's in October. So there's going to be a lot of content coming around then, and it's going to be really exciting. Lockie, any final words?
No, I'm good.
You're good. All right, guys. Thanks for watching.
Bucks and 7.
Thanks for listening. Yeah. Oh, he's changed it.
No,
bro.
Bucks and 6. Bucks and 6. I want to see it.
Yeah, Bucks in 6, Suns in 7.
Yeah.
You heard it here first. Listen to us on YouTube, now Spotify, now Apple.
Hey, yo.
We're everywhere. We're going global, baby. All right. Cool. Thanks, guys, for watching, and peace.
Peace.